Subordinators are special connecting words. In this sentence, we have two pieces. We have I love candy and I know it's not good for me. Let's just forget the but for now. Which of these sentence pieces is most important to you? Maybe you want to emphasize I know it's not good for me. So we can use a subordinator to make the other sentence piece or sentence clause seem less important or lower. Like this, although I love candy, comma, I know it's not good for me. A subordinator means, like sub means below, so it puts something lower in importance. So imagine you want to emphasize the other sentence piece. Maybe you want to emphasize I love candy and eat it all the time. So you could put the subordinator on the other side and say it like this. Although I know it's not good for me, comma, I love candy and eat it all the time. So here we've emphasized the other part of the sentence. I love candy and eat it all the time. The reason that subordinators are so great is that they're flexible. You can switch them around. You could say it like this or like this. You could start with the subordinator, although I love candy and eat it all the time, I know it's not good for me. Or, I know candy's not good for me, although I love it and eat it all the time. Or, even though it's raining, we are still going to have our hike. Or, we're still going to have our hike even though it's raining. Don't forget, if you start with a subordinator, you need a comma at the end of that phrase. So don't forget your commas there. If you have the subordinator in the middle, you don't need a comma. So here are some subordinators of contrast. Although or even though, or while. Again, you can switch the place. You can have it at the beginning or in the middle. Now with while you need a comma if it's in the middle. I focused on music when I was young, comma, while my sister was more into sports. So that follows a little bit different punctuation rule. But the other ones just need a comma if you start the sentence with the subordinating clause. Here are some other examples. Subordinators of reason. Because and since. They have the same meaning, so you can use either one. You can use it at the beginning or in the middle. You can also use as. As I don't feel confident in my writing skills, I avoid it as much as possible. Or I avoid writing as much as possible as I don't feel confident in it. Here you have a comma, of course, because you started with it, but also you need a comma with it in the middle. So as is a little special as well. As and while need commas. They love commas. All right, so you can also have subordinators for time and result. So for example, when, whenever, if. Here are some sentences. Whenever I feel sad, comma, I eat a cookie. Or I eat a cookie whenever I feel sad. You can use if as well. If you learn to create good sentences, comma, your writing will be interesting. Or your writing will be more interesting if you create good sentences. So why should you use subordinators? Well, first of all, they allow you to emphasize one sentence piece over another. And secondly, it gives you flexibility because you can switch the positions. So here again, you see a sentence with an if subordinator, and the most important part is not you will learn to create good sentences, but your writing will be more interesting. Don't forget your comma. And here again we have your writing will be more interesting if you learn to create good sentences.